Blue 58, go!
James Harden.
What about him?
In my opinion, James Harden should have been a 4-time running MVP now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, easy. The
Now,
media hates him.
The media, the NBA, everybody, because they don't want to make him the face of the NBA.
Yeah.
But if you look by the numbers and the arguments that they make every season to give the MVP to another player, James Harden meets that criteria the next season, and they still don't give it to him. Now, this last one, okay, it's a toss-up. I understand it's a young player. You want to give it to Giannis, but it's not about who you want to give it to. It's about who deserves it. And in my opinion, overall, and I'm not trying to bash on anybody who's won the MVP, but honestly, it should have been Harden. Harden's been producing season after season after season.
This man just
MVP
had the most
numbers.
historic season. Like, one of the most historic scoring seasons we've ever seen of all time. Nobody's ever done that before. And
I feel like this is straight disrespect
it is
to Harden. And it's only because a lot of people don't think he has the heart of a champion, right? He doesn't have that championship caliber intensity, right?
Well.
And I mean, yeah, it's true, but
Well.
like when he's playing, he's trying to play. It's just that's his game style. His game style is what you see day in and day out. Now, some people don't like it, but he puts in hours and hours of practice to perfect the moves that he does and everything. And I mean, honestly, he should have won MVP this last 4 seasons, and
I'm not disagreeing
that has pissed
with
me
that.
off about that. But
No, this is really irritating. But ESPN and the powers that be have pushed his game is not aesthetically pleasing. They've pushed that to the point where everybody believes it. They've said it so much on their airways that people believe it.
But what's crazy
it's
is
just
that
free throws. It's just free throws. It's not just free throws. This guy is unstoppable.
yeah, but I mean, if it's just free throws, why isn't everybody else doing it?
Exactly. They
Like,
can't.
if it's just whatever, if everybody can, if the step back is just a step back, why is everybody else not perfecting it? Because that move to perfect,
Now, I have seen some travels, but most of the time it's not a travel. It's not.
exactly.
99%
There
of the
are
time
sometimes
it's
that
not.
it is, but most of the time it's not.
Yeah.
Now, but I mean, we just have to wait and see. I think this season is going to be a drop off in numbers, though, with Westbrook
It
on the
has to
team.
be a drop off in numbers.
And-
If it's not a drop off in numbers, they're not winning anything.
And I'm pretty excited about that because when James Harden was with the Thunder, before being traded, I remember he did an interview once. They were talking to him about was he comfortable playing the role that he was playing as a six man, and his response was, "I could be starting on another team, but he enjoyed playing there. He enjoyed contributing to winning." You know, so that mentality I think is still in there. You know, and Westbrook, his intensity level, you know where that's at. You know where he stands about winning. He'll do anything to win a game. Now, and if it means pass it off, he'll do that. Now, with Thunder, he didn't have much help before Paul George got there. Well, KD, of course. But, I mean, that's another thing, too. Like, I think this is a chance for him and Harden to kind of reinvent themselves, like, their image about what everybody's thinking about them, being ball hogs, like, not being clutch performers. Although I would say Westbrook has had some clutch games, though.
Yeah, no,
And
yeah.
Harden has had some regular season clutch games, but neither of them really have come through in the playoffs.
Like,
He should have won the year Curry won. He should have won the year Westbrook won. But now that we have Westbrook, it's okay because we still got an MVP.
he should have won. You know what's crazy about that, and which might be another conversation for a whole nother day, just all the times they screwed him out of MVP, like, for various reasons. And then the reasons, they changed the reasons every year.
And that's
It's
exactly what I was
crazy.
saying. Like, every year he met the criteria from the year before. But
Yeah.
no, like the year Curry won because Curry had a better record.
Better team. And the
And
Rockets
I'm
were
like-
the 2 seed that year.
And
they had no business being a 2 seed.
But then the year Westbrook won, because all of a sudden Harden's doing stuff we've never seen. He was close to averaging
And the
a
Rockets had
triple-double.
the best record. If I'm not mistaken, Rockets were number 1 seed that next year.
And
Rockets
he
were
still
number
had
1
similar
seed.
numbers, but they gave it to Westbrook because he
He
was
averaged
doing
a triple
stuff we
double.
had never seen
He
before.
averaged a triple double. But that's what's crazy because the Rockets they didn't give it to Harden the year before because Curry had the better record. So that's what mattered. Then when the Rockets had the best record in the NBA, they didn't give it to Harden again because Westbrook was averaging a triple double. We hadn't seen that since Oscar Robertson. And then you flash forward the third year, they had no choice but to give it to him. They tried their best to come up with somebody that couldn't. And then you go to the last year, they just give it to Giannis out of nowhere just because Giannis is great.
Giannis had a great season too, though.
Giannis did have a great season. He did. But Harden had one of the best seasons we've ever seen offensively ever.
Yeah.
If you're going to give it to Westbrook because he had one of the best seasons that we had done things that we had never seen before, Harden also did that last year with all the 60-point games and 50-point games. Like, it's crazy. This guy had, like, I need to look it up.
No.
He had at least 2 or 3 60-point games.
I remember seeing this statistic. He could have gone scoreless, I believe it was like the last 10 games of the season, and still won scoring champion. He could have gone scoreless last 10 games of the season and still won scoring champion.
That's crazy.
Like,
and they still didn't give it to him. It's so disrespectful.
I mean, that's basically what, 12.5% of the season.
Yeah.
And you're saying
missed.
and you're talking, you just disrespect him like that, and not even. I don't even think they gave him consideration for the MVP. I think they just put his name in there just to not completely show disrespect.
They have found a reason to not give this man MVP 3 different times, and
Yeah.
it's really just insane to me. It really is. Although he's not a proven winner, and so I mean he doesn't win. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean I almost had a mental breakdown because little backstory. We went to Game 7 2 years ago against Golden State. We in there pumped.
Oh my
just
goodness!
Think we gonna win.
0 points from Ariza.
I looked at the scoreboard and I told him, I was like, at the end of the third quarter, Ariza had 0 points. I looked at that, I said, oh shit, we in trouble. I was like, if Ariza has 0 points at the end of this game, we are not winning. That's what happened. Flash forward to last year, we go to Game 6. We went to multiple games, but we always make sure we're there for the elimination games.
Yeah.
Astros, Rockets, Texans, nobody care. We don't even have a GM. Don't even get me started on the Texans.
We care. Don't get it wrong. We care.
We care,
Yeah.
but I don't think the Texans care.
I'll agree
Idiots
with that.
running the Texans.
I agree with that. But yeah, like I mean, it's crazy to see, but regardless, at least we're in agreement on one thing.
What's
It's
that?
going to be an awesome season.
It's going to be
It's
amazing
going to be
season.
ups and downs. It's going to be a lot of, I think, I hope there are no injuries. Because I hope we get to see what all these teams are able to do at the top level.
Yeah.
And if I know maybe a couple of them will take a season to get it going, but I'm hoping by next season we still seeing these same duels together. And it's going to be awesome clashes. I hope that some of these rivalries get going again. Because I honestly, besides the Rockets and Warriors, what
There's been no motivation to watch a lot of the games.
yeah, like I mean, the whole season has come down to who's gonna win the championship between Rockets and Warriors most of the time, because that's the only thing people have cared about. But I think this season is going to be really good for NBA fans, NBA in general.
NBA League Pass is going to be real big. I'm getting it. I'm ready. I've never bought League Pass to watch other teams.
I used to before.
I never really cared. Like, I would watch them if they were on a nationally televised game, but I wouldn't buy League Pass to watch a regular season game between just 2 random teams. And
Yeah,
I feel
you're
like
right,
most of the big matchups are going to be nationally televised this year, but I actually am interested in watching games that aren't going to be. I want to see the Lakers destroy the Phoenix Suns. Like, it's just going to be fun to watch.
It would be fun. But all right, guys, that's our time for today. Thank you for joining us on Utter Nonsense. I'm sorry you have to put up my boy G Money here, but
I'll be right.
we'll
They
see
be
you next
mad.
time.
They be
Make
getting
sure
big mad.
subscribe. Make sure to hit the like button for us. We'll deeply appreciate it.
Yeah, subscribe and like, share.